Magie. My story is a fantasy story centered on the magic of the elements. So there are 4 main characters and each of them have a power from one of the elements, and their characters are inspired by the zodiac star signs. So Blaze's character is a Leo and he is a fire element and he has the magic power of fire, and that is shown in his character and in his personality as well. So he is very fiery, very bold, very beautiful, but also very vulnerable and very delicate, and provides a lot of warmth to his friends as well. The magic is inspired by the natural world, and we go on this quest to other places around the world that are also magical, while still being very much human and very much mortal, to show the magic in the mundane. Famille choisie. My story is a found family story where the characters meet each other on the page. Alexis and Demi know each other, and Kaylee and Blaze know each other, and together they meet at Stonehenge and they are forced to train using their elemental powers before they go out on this dangerous quest. And on this dangerous quest they are forced to spend so much time with one another. They have to fight against mythological creatures. They are forced to protect each other and defend one another, and we see their friendship starting to grow. We also see them start to bicker, as all families do. They argue as well, but by the end of the story they are willing to put their lives on the line for one another, and that's the found fantasy element of the story. Romance. It is a slow burn romance story. So in the story we see the characters between especially Alexis and Demi start out as friends, and as they are training for the elemental quest and as they go on this quest, we see them drawing closer and closer together in a way that they've never been before. It's very soft, slow burn romance, so we see lots of stolen glances and lots of lingering hand touches where they're spending more time together and seeing each other when they're happy and when they're sad and when they're scared, and how much they're willing to put on the line for one another, until they're getting closer and closer together and seeing what happens when one gets hurt and the other one will do anything to get revenge on that. We also have a romance between Kaylee and Blaze, and theirs is more fiery. Theirs is more hot and cold, lots of arguments, but you can see that there is care and affection for one another. But it's also the romance between the characters as a whole, the platonic love as well that they share, as opposed to just lust and romantic love. So it's a love between the characters, but also between the love interest with Alexis and Demi, and how they make each other better, how they support one another and build each other's characters and each other's journeys as well. Mythology. This story is inspired by different mythologies. So we've got everything from Greek mythology with some of the characters and some of the creatures that they fight. So there are centaurs, there are satyrs, even the words in the story as well. And we've also got Chinese mythology, we've got African as well, and we've got Latin as well from South America. And these mythologies all combined together to tell this story from different perspectives, so that everyone has some interest in it from no matter where they are in the world. And when they go on this quest, the characters and the locations are inspired by the mythologies that I have done research on as well, to make sure that people really feel embedded in the culture and in the location. Santé, mentale. My background, before I was a writer, my background was in mental health, and I used to work in a psychiatric hospital, and my patients primarily had schizophrenia and personality disorder. And when I was writing this story, I wanted to make sure that the mental health was shown through as part of Alexis's character. So Alexis experienced psychosis and schizophrenia before the story takes place, and we explore how that has affected and shaped his character and his perception of the magical world that he enters. So mental health is very, very important, and the influence that has on someone's well-being and the friendships that they have, as well as just the physical health on this journey. And we see Alexis's character build and take appreciation for the mental health and also the considerations of his mental illnesses as well, and how that impacts his development and his journey.